Hello students, very warm welcome to this mini quiz on least count analysis. So today we are actually going to discuss the second part of JEE Advanced paper 1 2019. But before that we are going to have a short quiz on least count analysis with some PYQs and also some interesting questions on least count analysis. So the code for the quiz is 881008. You can quickly enter this code on your place where you have to enter the quiz ID to join this quiz. So if you're not aware of how to join the quiz, I'll quickly explain you. And do remember, don't limit your challenges but challenge your limits. And that being said, how do you join the quiz? First of all, you need to download Unacademy learning app, and that's the first step. And for that you will type in Unacademy on Google Play Store and App Store. And guys, yes, I'll tell you how to do this. So good evening students, good evening. So first of all, you need to download Unacademy learning app. So you will type in Unacademy on your Google Play Store and App Store, and the first search result is going to be Unacademy learning app, and then you click on this install button. Once you have installed, you need to log in. The code is 881008, and then guys, you will click on this plus. You need to click on to this plus, and then post that you will, once you click on to this plus, there will be 5 tabs. One will be home, other will be syllabus, there will be tests and browse. You will click on this test and choose join quiz. Yes, 881008, that's correct. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. And yeah, then you click on the join quiz and you will enter the code, which is going to be 881008. So basically you'll enter the code over here. You will have a column to enter the code. It's going to be 881008. That's correct. Yes, that's all you need to do. Once you enter that code, you will be able to join the quiz. So it's going to be a very interesting quiz, students. So it's going to be completely on least count analysis. For each question you will have 1 minute. So make sure you're trying to answer it within 1 minute. Try to do some option analysis. I mean, like, what I mean by option analysis is like you analyze the options while answering it. So you can quickly join the quiz, guys. The code is this. I hope the process is clear. Yeah, there isn't a feature on iOS. Yes, that's true. Yes, but yeah, if you have an Android phone, you can actually join the quiz on iOS as well, I guess. Let me check out quickly, and students, quickly join the quiz. We will wait until another 3 to 4 minutes, and post that we'll join. We'll begin the quiz, and let me just check it out. Guess. Yep. So yeah, we don't have that yet on iOS. We'll be soon having it, but if you can get an access to an Android phone, you can join the quiz. You can attend many such quizzes, and we have special days for quizzes. So we get you sort of new quiz and with new questions every week. So but this is an interesting free feature on Unacademy. You can try it out. There is something that can be done. Yeah, but students, you can join this quiz. All you need to do is just type in 881. If you're not still aware of the process, first of all, you need to download an Unacademy learning app from either Google Play Store or App Store, and then you'll choose plus, and clicking on the extension, and then you will choose first of all tests among those 5 tabs. It would be the middle one where this red pointer is pointing, and then you will click on this join quiz, and and that being said, then we'll soon have it for iOS, and then you will enter the code 881008. Okay, this is the code 881008. So quickly do it, guys. We will be waiting for another, like 2 to 3 minutes for participants to join, and then we will have to begin the quiz. It's going to be exclusive on, one of the topics of measurements. So it's going to be on least count analysis. It's a very interesting topic. So quickly join the quiz. And we have already covered this topic. If you haven't yet completed this topic, you can attend this topic on like both Unacademy Learning app and YouTube. So I've discussed this topic completely on both Unacademy Learning app and YouTube, and you can check out also different kind of model problems that we have discussed until now. Hi Lokesh, hi. How are you? I hope everyone is doing well. And so yes, you can enter the code over here. So did you get the process, students? So first of all, you will, assuming that you have an Unacademy Learning app, you click on this extension bar and then you'll choose plus, and then there will be test tab. Okay, there will be a test tab. Have a look at the pointer on the bottom. It's pointing at the test tab, and then you will click on the join quiz. Quickly also invite your friends, and then once you click on the join quiz, this thing will pop up where you'll enter the quiz ID. So this would be where you will be able to see it. This is popping up right here. You will enter the quiz code, which is going to be 881008. Okay, I hope you found it. Yeah, Krunal, did you find it? Amazing, guys. Yes, we have another 2 minutes. So you'll have 60 seconds per question. It's going to be exclusively on discount analysis. So check it out. Hi Rohit. Hi Rohit. Hi Krunal. Hi Lokesh. And Rohit, are you guys joining the quiz? Yeah, it's 881008. That's all you need to do. Yeah. I think what's happening over here? We have 1 more minute, and post that we'll either begin the quiz or we'll terminate this quiz. Okay, it's going to be 10 questions, not 5 questions. Okay, 5 questions, I guess, this time. So it's going to be a very short quiz, I believe. All right, 1 more minute. It's going to be super short. All right, guys, I hope everyone has joined it, like who wanted to join the quiz. Is anyone left over? Least count analysis basically would be from 2 topics, I believe. One is going to be from your vernier calipers, and the other one is going to be from your screw gauge. All right, let's begin the quiz then. Anyway, it's going to be only a 5-minute short quiz, guys. So yeah, only 5 questions. We will do more questions in the next session, since we need to discuss this paper. We'll do it in the next session, but guys, stay attentive. That's very important. Quick. All right, let's start the quiz then. All right, so let's begin it. 1 2 3, there we go, and the quiz has begun. In 5 seconds the quiz will be beginning. So get your pen and paper, students. It's going to be like a hands-on session for you, so you need to be amazed. Actually, it's a JEE Advanced question, guys, so carefully. And I think we have done this question. And let me also have a look at the question. In a screw gauge, the 0 of the main scale coincides with the 5th division. So it coincides with the 5th division. Are they talking about 0 error? Yes. And what kind of 0 error is this? Is this positive 0 error or negative 0? It's going to be a positive 0 error. Good, Rohit. Good. Amazing, students. and it moves 0.5 mm on main scale in one rotation. So the pitch is how much? So if you are able to see that the pitch is 0.5 mm, and it's going to be I think there are like two dashes. So it's 1 minus, so 25 minus 5 is what you should read. So it should be 1.20. So 25 is the reading that you'd see, but you have to subtract 5. Good, but okay. So basically I believe you have answered 2.2. That means each divisions were actually, each divisions were actually 0.5 mm, not 1 mm. So yeah, this is also JEE Advanced question, guys, and that's the beauty of Unacademy learning app. So just keep noticing, like this is actually pretty easy question. So they would be asking you relation between E1, E2 and E3, and that is what you need to do. And given to you all of the data. So student 1, student 2 and student 3 performs an experiment for measuring the acceleration due to gravity. Very popular one, students. Very popular one, beaten in JEE Mains or JEE Advanced. Finding error in gravity is like one of the most asked error analysis problems. So yes, they use different lengths of the pendulum and record for different number of oscillations. They observe, the observations are as shown in the picture. So quickly, you must be doing it faster than me. And then the least count for the length is 0.1, for the time is 0.1 seconds. So delta G into G is given to you, and E1 and E2 are the percentage errors. Good, really good, students. Amazing, guys. Amazing. Good, Rohit. Good, Krunal. Keep working. I know this is a little bit lesser time, but you can go back and again do it. These are all JEE Advanced PYQs, and you see how easy this could be. That's the beauty of it, guys. And using the expression given, 2d sine theta is equal to lambda. It's actually done mostly in diffraction effects, but anyway, one calculates the value of d by measuring the corresponding angle theta in the range of 0 to 90 degrees. The wavelength is exactly known, so you need to only find out the error in the theta. How would you do this? From 0, it's constant for all values of theta. The error in theta is going to be constant as theta goes from 0. A moment, what is being asked? Okay, there are a few statements given. You need to analyze them. The absolute error in d remains constant. The absolute error in d decreases as theta increases from 0. So once you differentiate theta, what is going to happen? So theta's error is dependent upon your cos theta. Okay, lambda is constant. Don't forget it. Okay. All right. All right, guys. All right. Good. Keep trying, keep working. I believe you'll get the next one is going to be pretty easy. I believe. Let's see. So yeah, this one was Let's get on to the next one. All right. Let's do this quickly. Yes, guys. Quickly notice the data and what is being asked. But this is also JEE Advanced PYQ. So carefully, students, this is pretty easy. So there would be a vernier calipers, and in which each centimeter on the main scale is divided into 8 equal divisions, and with a screw gauge with 100 divisions, basically giving you a feel of both vernier calipers and screw gauge in a single question. This is very important. Even if you don't solve it, please solve this question, because this question alone would give you a feel of both vernier calipers and screw gauge. And yeah, one complete rotation, 2 main scales would be moving. Notice it carefully. So one is asking you if the pitch is twice, so answer should be B, because actually it was a multiple correct answer question. So, but you would have noticed that. Yeah, good. All right, let's get into the next question. I believe this is going to be our last question, and post that we'll start discussing the paper. All right, so I believe this is easy. Y is equal to L square minus L cube divided by Z. Vinay, so this is our like a in-house feature, and we have questions really relevant for you, like here for your JEE Advanced and JEE Mains preparation. So that is the reason we are adapting it right now. So one of the things I'm seeing is, okay, L cube by 3Z. Okay. That's yeah, that's anyway, like yeah, I'll keep my no, I'll inform the team about this timing thing. Yes, I do feel that way, time is little less, but anyway, it's basically L into, you could have done it as, yeah, time is little less. Take the error in each one of them and add them L cube by Z, and separately you'd get the answer. The timing is little less, but guys, this is just a practice session, right? It's fine if you have 1 minute or 2 minutes. So we'll pick up questions, that way from the next time, maybe more conceptual oriented questions. So all right, I think the first one is clear, and the second one is also basically correlating the errors. You need to actually check out this question, guys. These are like very interesting questions, and these are like PYQ questions, and this is one of the most popular kind of question. Okay, this is one of the most popular kind of questions. Basically, this is going to be what it is: delta L into L plus of 2 into delta T into T, all of 100. Okay, this is sort of the detailed solution. It's into 100 and again into 100, but that does not matter. What you have to understand over here to answer this question quickly is, more the total time, lesser is going to be the error in time. Okay, and similarly, more the length, lesser is going to be the error. Okay, that way you're eliminating the error in each time period. But that's fine, Kunal. That's fine. It's fine. You'll totally improve upon it. It's totally. I'll share some few very very quick ways to do few questions. For an example, this question number 2, if you remember, I believe you must have gone into the calculation. Maybe it was not necessary. Maybe it was not necessary. All you could have done is analyze the denominator. So this way we will be also solving few questions in today's JEE Advanced session. Carefully notice them. You don't. I'll in fact explain you each and every question, both conceptually and how to do it numerically. Last year's paper was too numerical, too calculation intensive. I believe this year it's going to be moderate. But that being said, in this kind of question, you could have simply analyzed the denominator and analyzed the options. Okay, that could have been the fastest way to do this question. Okay, and coming to this question. So if you would have observed, you would have to differentiate this 2d sine theta, which is basically, you can express it in minus cot theta, or you could have taken it also as, d theta by d, and you would express this in terms of, okay, cosec theta is taken. Yeah, it should be cosec theta, or yeah, it should have been cosec theta, right? It should have been cosec theta, and then you should have analyzed it. So on differentiating cosec theta, you'll get cot theta d theta, and rest is just what happens from 0 to 90 degrees. You can analyze it, and there you'd have so just a moment. So if you differentiate 1 by cos theta, it's going to be, okay, it's going to be cot theta into just a moment, it should be tan theta into cot theta. Okay, anyway, you can have a look at the numerical. Under 3 cos differentiated gives you cosec theta, cot theta, d theta. Yeah, less time, I agree. Yeah, Krunal, yeah, less time, I agree. These are all JEE Advanced questions. We'll take your feedback and we'll improve upon it. So our plan was to just keep it to like 1 minute 20 seconds and odd, so that you find the shortest way to do the quiz. For example, second question could have been done faster. Even this question, if you had if you do it, you could have done it faster. Just analyzing d by d theta, and then you get as cot theta d theta, d by d as okay, basically what has been done is, okay, so they have taken in terms of d by d theta, which makes more relevance, and you could have gone, and you could have done it simply as well. I agree, fourth question is going to be a little lengthier. Just to read the options, it will take 1 minute. I agree, this one would have taken a lot of time. This is a typical question. Okay, you'll analyze the you'll read the each options and move accordingly. And the twist in the question is basically one mean scale division is not same as the pitch. Pitch is what you get in one complete rotation. All right. And the last question is, you will basically, for this you will add the errors. You will take errors in each one of them and add it. Here you know how to do the errors, and then you will get the overall error in the question. Alright, let's move into the session then. I think this was an interesting quiz. But anyway, the entire gist of the quiz is not to, do it on the day one, but rather you keep improving with time. Okay, and also that being said, try to analyze the fastest way to do the quizzes. That is also very important. That sort of gives you, like an understanding of how to work in your exam. So it gives you a feel of the exam. So that being said, we are going to get into the part 2 discussion. Today we are majorly going to discuss the multiple correct answer questions, which is going to be far more easier than your single correct answer questions. The reason is we would be analyzing each and every option, and by the time you would have understood that we have already got 1 or 2 correct answers, and the rest of the 2 options you would have to analyze. Maybe we will analyze it we will analyze it, but in your exams maybe you'll analyze it or not, but still you would have that partial marking in your hand. And that being said, guys, do share this video. And JEE English, as you know, is an initiative by Unacademy, which is nothing but the India's leading and largest test preparation, especially when it comes to JEE. We have the best educators across the nation, and very quality content for your preparation. This session, students may take, let's see, it's basically multiple correct answer questions. So solving it should not take, like 8 questions or odd. It should not take more than 20-24 minutes. But that way, but being said, if you are going to analyze each and everything, it's probably going to take maybe an hour and odd. So let's see how much time it's going to take. And that being said, students who know me well and good, if not, I'm Murlidharan Gopalakrishnan. I completed my MS in Electrical Engineering from one of the top ranking US universities, and I'm also an IIT who completed BTech from IIT Guwahati, and I have 4+ years of experience preparing students for IIT JEE and other competitive exams, and I filed 25 patent applications in India and abroad. And students, do check out our Telegram channel so that you can get updates on these sessions. So we keep you posted with all the sessions that are happening every day on this Telegram channel, be it special sessions on Unacademy app or anything on YouTube, or any special sessions like quizzes, etc., any strategy sessions. We keep you updated on this one single platform, which is going to be our Unacademy channel. All you need to do is download Telegram app from your Google Play Store or App Store, and then what you need to do is just type in JEE_English, else you can click onto this link that is available in the description box below. In advanced, good question, Krunal, we discussed this in a strategy session. So see, it depends upon your target. See, frankly speaking, maybe, like if my target is just to get into top IITs, I could give 5 minutes, but strictly only 5 minutes per question. When it comes to physics, only 5 minutes per question, but that way, 5 minutes is a lot of time. Okay, think about it. It's basically you're giving 90 minutes just to physics alone. That means you'll be able to only solve 75% of the paper, but the goal is to solve 75 to 60% of the paper accurately. But this is only applicable, good question, Krunal. This is only applicable if the paper was like, JEE Advanced 2019 paper. If the paper was something like JEE Advanced 2015 paper, you should not be giving more than 2 to 3 minutes. So it depends really. For an easy question, you should give 2 to 3 minutes. Try to do the option analysis. Check out the strategy session, students, and especially the strategy session conducted both on YouTube. So a different perspective was shared on YouTube, and also on Unacademy Learning app. There I discussed the kind of strategies that you could have used to score better in JEE Advanced. When it comes to physics, there are a lot of strategies that can be implemented, balancing the power, etc. So make use of those strategies while attending exams. Frankly speaking, Krunal, really good question. Actually, you should be giving logically, only 2.5 minutes and odd, or 3 minutes. But the thing is, you may have to give in your exam up to 5 minutes sometimes. And depending upon the difficulty level of the question, you will be taking time. Easier the question, lesser the time, less than 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Tougher the question, I'll share some few tricks how to do it in the exam, or how I used to do it in the exam, or maybe other JEE aspirants have done it in the exam. Okay, so let's get into the session. And that being said, do get onto our Telegram channel. So this would give you all the timely updates on our sessions happening on JEE English channel, and as well as the lectures that we conduct on other platforms. Like our in-house platform like Unacademy Learning app. And that being said, guys, this is where we conduct our special sessions. We completed units and dimensions, the theory part of it, and probably this Sunday we'll be having another session on this. So we completed this in 4 parts. Even though if you have completed the session on YouTube, check out at least the second and the third session. There we have discussed a lot of different model problems. So you may want to complete them, and it comes with all the features that gives you the live interaction, like quizzes, etc. So be sure to attend the session on Unacademy Learning app as well. It can be a good revision, or it can be, also good learning for you. Second time learning is not bad, of course. So do check out, and we'll be conducting one more session on it, and basically it would be a little bit around error analysis and a quiz. So do check out the session, guys. Don't miss it out. And it was conducted from 19th to 22nd September on back-to-back sessions. It will take you maybe like half a day to complete it, but do complete it, because you know what, we discussed many JEE Advanced problems. Not only that, these sessions, this chapter and vector alone covers 12% of your JEE Advanced paper, and it can be even more, it can be less. And also in JEE Mains, these kind of questions are easy and takes lesser time. And just a moment, guys, I'm about to read your message. No. So good question, guys. No, this quiz is not just for, so the quiz we had now, the mini quiz we had now is not just for Plus users. Anyone can attend it. It's a free of cost feature by Unacademy. And our educators will keep conducting these quizzes. You can enjoy those quizzes. It's free of cost. It's basically to test your aptitude. So keep testing it. It's not for exclusively for Plus users. So as I'm an educator, I'm also subscribed to Plus, but it's not mandatory that you have to be subscribed to Plus to attend this, quizzes. And good evening, Yashwan. Good evening. Yeah. So yeah, we'll have a longer quiz in the next session, but this session is going to be even more interesting. So stay tuned. And as I discuss some tricks, try to absorb them, grasp them in the session. That is important. We are done with the single correct answer session. It's going to be exclusively multiple correct answers session. Okay. So let's move on then. Do check out our Unacademy Learning app sessions. It's a free of cost special class as well. And that being said, guys, first of all, you need to download Unacademy Learning app. If you don't have one, do download it by just typing in Unacademy on your Google Play Store and App Store, and you'll find it as the first result, since it is the most downloaded learning app across India. And then you'll click on this install button. And that being said, guys, if you're looking for a champions tool, an awesome package for your JEE preparation, where you get to learn from the best educators across the nation, you can do that. And all you need to do is purchase an Unacademy subscription. And what all do you get? You undergo an intensive subscription program. So what is this intensive enrollment? So you enroll in a structured program where you get to attend, quizzes twice in a week, a national level test series, and moreover, students, you get access to leaderboards. You get to learn from your mistakes, and not only that, it's going to be super interesting, and you have to follow that program. That is where the key to the success lies. Of course, you can crack exams by attending, lectures on JEE English. The free of cost lectures that we deliver. But what about your test preparation? Your test preparation is different. How to solve these questions in 3 minutes, 2 minutes, and how to really take you from that basics to advanced. We are taking you from the basics to advanced on JEE English. Of course, that's true. But that also being said, in terms of examination, it's a different experience altogether. It's going to be an amazing experience, and especially if you can afford it, it's going to be the best platform, tool, or a virtual coaching institute that you can have for your JEE preparation. And guys, how do you avail this? All you need to do is click on this plus. You'll click on the extension, then you'll click on the plus. You'll choose IIT JEE as your goal, and then you will get the subscription. And the beauty is, once you choose your goal as IIT JEE, you can enroll in both JEE Advanced and JEE Mains program. And not only that, guys, the best thing about it is it's one subscription, unlimited access. And that being said, guys, the price is also reasonable. It's only going to cost you 2,100 per month if you're going for a 24-month subscription, which is most relevant to students in 11th class, 10th class, or 9th class. And it's also good if you really start early in your 9th class and 10th class. because you're going to have all this sort of experience of how JEE is, and also you'll learn early. But that being said, even like 11th class students, if you enroll in the correct kind of program, you can excel far better than anyone. And that being said, it's really dependent. It's a very subjective thing. It's about how much time you give it to your preparation. Typically it's a 2-year long journey. It depends, like on the kind of time that you're ready to give. And that being said, how do you get to this price point? You need to apply Murli Live coupon. So do not forget to apply Murli Live coupon to get the best discount on your subscription purchase. And students, we also have very convenient payment options for you, which takes away the burden of paying all the fee at once. So this is our in-house feature where you can pay in parts and enjoy the subscription without any hassle of paying without having to go through the hassle of paying all the fee at once. And not only that, we also have no cost EMI option. If you want to avail no cost EMI option, you can also go for that. We also have other traditional modes, but these two options will take away the burden of paying all the fee at once. And as you know, we have the best educators across the nation. Students, don't forget that we also have popular authors like TC Pandey sir on this platform. So it's kind of the champions tool where you want to learn. And not only that, your 12-month subscription is also pretty economical. This is typically applicable for long-term and dropout students. So the best thing about even the 12-month subscription is we have programs for you, assuming that you have dedicated 1 year, or you can give that amount of time, be it you are in college or etc. and you want to learn, you can give that amount of time, and you can typically go through this. It's going to be intensive. Of course, JEE preparation is intensive. Your dream is also intensive because you want to get into the best kind of institutes across the nation, where you get access to so many facilities that you would get nowhere, guys, literally nowhere. And you can trust me on that part. And guys, yes, this is for dropout and long-term students. And that being said, you know what, the cost is only 2,888. It's less than 2,900 rupees. So this is the kind of affordability you have on Unacademy, and you can apply Murli Live coupon to get to this price point. And this is going to be the best discount that you'll have on your discount on your subscription purchase. And we have anywhere around 6,000 plus materials, and right now the best enrollment programs are going on. So quickly guys, get on to this. And yes, we also have DC Pandey sir on this platform. Yeah, that's true. And yes, let's remember guys, failure is not everything. Failure is nothing. Failure is just a stepping stone to your success, and the people who succeed learn from their failures. I mean, they make use of that, the failures to learn from the mistakes, and hence they succeed. Of course, you have to keep your dream alive, work hard. There is no substitute to hard work. But at the same time, to your success, you need to learn from your mistakes, students. That is the most important part. And that being said, let's get into the first question. Let's see how, okay, one of the things I'll do is, like, with some questions, I'll also discuss with you how to analyze the question. Okay, so given in this question is something related to, capillary and tension. So let's first of all get started on this. So there is a cylindrical capillary tube of so and so mm. Forget all this mm. This has to be highlighted. This is something that you need to know. This is the radius. Two capillaries T1 and T2. Quickly read the question. And the contact angles are how much? 0 degrees and 60 degrees respectively. So the overall component of the tension forces are going to be different. For one of them, it's going to be all the tension forces. For other one, it's going to be cos 60 degrees of the tension forces. But anyway, let's quickly get into the question. And the capillary tube is dipped vertically in water in two configurations. So as you can see, there are two pipes, and one of the pipe is can create a tension T1, since the contact angle is different, and T2 can create a different tension. But now in the case 1 configuration, if you carefully notice, T1 comes first, and in the case 2, T2 comes first. That means here T1 remains on the top, T2 remains on the top in case 1, and in case 2, T1 remains on the top. And let me quickly take you through this question. Which of the following options are correct? All the data is given to you. And one more key thing, students, during your JEE Advanced question, for sure notice the thing given in this bracket. Okay, makes our life very, very, very easy. G is equal to 10 to the power, 10 meters per second square, very much necessary. Even if you know the density of water, 10 to the power 3 kg per meter cube, very necessary. However, they give you that will help you solve the problem quickly. Generally, they will help you solve the problem very, very, very quickly. Okay, so 4 options are given to you. and let's analyze what are the options. The correction in the height of water column raised in the tube due to the water on contained in the meniscus will be different. All right, let's analyze this part. So there can be two scenarios. One scenario is so first of all we need to find out what is the height that water raises in the capillary due to the cohesive forces on by the tube T1 and T2. Let's say there is certain height, okay, and if T1 creates such an height, that is that completely fills this tube. Okay, so scenario 1 I'm talking about. Let's first analyze scenario 1. Okay, I'll do the thing. Okay, you understood what they have told you is the height will be different due to the weight of the water raised in the meniscus will be different in both the cases. Hi Dinesh, hi, good evening. So we'll analyze this thing as well. We'll also go through the options because you should not get stuck on one option. So what you will be doing is you'll read the question, you'll mark the important data 0.2 and contact angle 0 degrees, 60 degrees. T1 corresponds to 0 degrees, T2 corresponds to 60 degrees, and the important data and how it is inserted. One reading, you should understand the question and then move into the options. And for the case 2, so case 2 is this, and if the capillary joint is 5 centimeter above the surface of water, the height of the water column raised will be 3.75 centimeters. Neglect the weight of the water in the meniscus. Okay, basically T2 creating everything, and we need to analyze what will be the height of the water raised. We haven't yet calculated, so hold on. So this is something that we need to do. Okay, pending. And next one, case 1. For the case 1, if the joint is kept 8 centimeters above the water surface, the height of the water column in the tube will be 7.5 centimeters. We need to again calculate it. Okay, we don't know yet. And for case 1, if the capillary joint is 5 centimeters above the water surface, the height of the water raised in the column in the tube will be more than 8.75 centimeters. So again, talking about case 1. So one is where it is kept at 8 centimeters, one is where it is kept at 5 centimeters above the water level. Okay, we need to calculate both these things. Think about it, it's dipped in the water and it's 8 centimeter above. The whole joint is 8 centimeter. And for the second one, the whole joint is 5 centimeters and above. Okay, the height of the water raised in the column will be more than 8.75 centimeters. Okay, I don't think option B is correct though, right? If the capillary joint, okay, the joint means I believe this is the joint. Okay, so basically they're talking about the height of T1 only. Okay, we need to analyze it to understand. But anyway, it cannot be raised more than 8.75 centimeters. So option D is already wrong because simply if the joint is kept at 5 centimeter, the water can only raise until 5 centimeter. Okay, and we need to analyze option B, C, and A. A looks like a simple one because let's do it conceptually. So given to you is correction in the height of water raised in the tube due to the weight of water contained in the meniscus. Okay, will be different for both cases. What do they mean by this? What they are saying is, so as you saw in this case D, why did I directly say that it is not correct? If the joint existed at 5 centimeters, the water cannot raise above 5 centimeters. Similarly, think about a situation. They are saying that height of the water raised will be different in different cases. Both capillaries are of same nature, except for the thing that they are not of the same nature. They have different materials actually. They have the same dimensions, 0.2 mm. And that being said, they are of different materials. One has 0 degrees contact angle and the other one has 60 degrees contact angle. Of course, as you know, the 60 degrees contact angle is going to, the material T2 is going to raise the water lesser. Okay, so this is one of the hints that we have. And but do remember, if at all I said this was only 1 centimeter, or let's say some 0.01 centimeter where the joint existed, both the waters would raise to the same level. So probably option A is also false, so option A is also false because we are not sure whether what is given, the data is insufficient. The correction in the height of the so only T1 is going to impact and T2 is going to impact. Let's understand what is happening and let's get into this question. Okay, so we are talking about typically two tubes. one tube, I'm going to analyze it for the case T1 first of all, because it has 0 degrees contact angle. And as you know, how much is T2? T2 is same material, everything is same. It's going to be T1 cos 60. Okay, how did we get this relation? Basically a mathematical manipulation, guys. Everything remains same. The only thing that is sorry, H. I'm really sorry. Oh yeah, that is also true. But anyway, we're analyzing for H. So first of all, yeah, it's T2 is equal to T1 cos 60, and but we have to quickly do it. All being asked is the height, and H2 is going to be H1 cos 60, and H1 is also equal to T1 cos 60, but that is irrelevant. But that also you can from that also you can conclude H2 is equal to H1 cos 60. And first of all, we need to calculate H1, which is pure calculation. Okay. No, Yashwant. Depends. You can do this experiment at home. Good question. So if you have a straw, and if you have a really thin straw which can raise the water to a certain level, if you cut that straw, you observe that, I mean, below the level what it can raise, still just using capillary pressure, it won't flow. Okay. So this is something that you can observe at your home. So that is if limiting height, if it's at the level of the limiting height, I'll come to that case again. I think first of all, let's understand what is the height raised. So you'll basically balance rho GH is equal to 2t. So cos 0 is 1. So I'm just keeping it as 1. I'm not writing it down, by R. Okay. And this is going to be H1. Okay, let's calculate the value of H1 then. So H1 should be good question, Yashwant. Stay focused, you'll understand it. Okay, I'll come to that point. I think this will be more clear with calculation. So this is going to be G rho G guys, rho G it should be. So just a moment, it should be 2 pi r square, and this should be 2 pi r. Okay, rho g r. Okay, so you would directly substitute the value, you not do all this, funny things, but quickly you'll just directly substitute the value. Surface tension of the water is given as 0.075 0.075 Newton per meter. Okay, it's per meter, because notice some things you are going to write in meter and one is in millimeter. Okay, I'll get to your point, Yashwant. Yeah, I got it. What you're asking me, I got it. I need to explain it, I believe. All right, and so how much is this? This is 0.2 into 10 to the power minus 3, and into, that is density, not density, sorry, radius. I'm really sorry, that's radius. I've just written down the radius, just use a different color to highlight it. And gravity, you will take it as 10. Okay, always given in the question, you'll take it as 10. If given in the question 9.8, if the calculation is not convenient, then you can take it as 9.8 and guess the nearest answer. 10 and then guess the nearest answer for 9.8. If given 9.8, think about it, maybe there is a, there is some advantage. So this is going to be 10 to the power 3 density of water. Okay, this is what we have written. So yes, 10 to the power 3, 10 to the power 3, this would cancel out, this would cancel out. So this is 0.075 meters. Okay, but I believe our options are given in centimeters. Okay, you notice our options are given in centimeters. So I'm going to write it down as 7.5 centimeters. Okay, 3.5 was given in the option. So this is height 1 raised by the capillary. I'll come to this point. I got your question. So what is happening over here is, get a screen. First of all, let's understand this point. Okay, you remember 7.5? All right. So what I was trying to state is, let's say we have a tube like this. Basically something like a straw, very thin, creating some capillary effects, and there will be tension forces, not the tension forces. Say the water is raising above this level, but it won't raise. Okay, it won't be able to raise above this level. Even if if I had extended this tube, let's say I'm extending this tube, the water could have, if the limiting height, let's say this is the limiting height. Beyond this, water will not raise, and water can raise up until here. But if at all you have limited the height of the capillary to this much, water will only raise up until this level and it will be flat. Okay, it will be all flat, but typically you will see a meniscus. I'll take a different color. So typically you'll see a meniscus, students, won't you? You can observe all your water, etc., oil. You'll see some meniscus. There will be a meniscus. Okay, but if you keep it like this, it would be all flat. Why are you unable to cut the water? Because water is not solid. There are, you're not basically cutting water at any time because water will flow through your knife. The molecular attraction between the water is very low. Okay, I hope you understood this point. I'll explain this again. So in our case, our height 1 would have been 7.5 centimeters. And how much is height 2? Height 2 is basically half of it, I believe. Let's understand that point as well. H2 is equal to H1 cos 60. I'm not calculating the entire thing for for H2 because it does not make any sense right now. Maybe in your exam, actually, maybe during your rare DPPs you can do that. So it's going to be 3.75 centimeters. Okay, so what did I mean to say is, let's understand this point again. So for any height beyond 3.75 centimeters, so if this height was greater than, if this height is greater than 3.75 centimeters, this water will only still raise. I mean the joint, they are all talking about joint. So that means H2, the height in which H2 is kept, I mean the height in which the second capillary exists. Okay, let's call this as C2. Exist is greater than 3.75 centimeter. So what would happen inside that capillary? You would observe something, not something, but the water with a height of 3.75 only. Okay. So in the case 2, if the capillary joint, the joint means where T1 and T2 are joining. T2, if you remember, is over here. This is case 2 we are analyzing. T2, if this joint is above 5 centimeters, or I think it's at 5 centimeters, or above 3.75 centimeters, if this height is at 5 centimeters, I think. Okay, above 5 centimeters. Okay, it's at 5 centimeters, sorry. If this is at 5 centimeters, the water will raise to 3.75 centimeters. Else, if it is less than 3.75 centimeters, it will only raise to that 3.75 centimeters. So option B is correct. Okay. So what do I mean now? You'll understand that this point now. So the correction in the height of the water column raised in the tube due to the weight of water contained in the meniscus will be different due to different cases, but no, not all the time. Remember this. Okay, I don't know. This is, according to me, this is false because maybe it is also true, maybe it is also false. I take the safe side of not marking it. The reason being, if it had been wrong, Boom, there I go. I have analyzed one answer, but this answer had gone wrong. Okay. If you are going for the appeal, or if at all, the examination institute themselves decided, okay, we'll give marks for both, then you're safe. But if I hadn't attended this, I would at least get the partial mark for P. Okay, weight is basically how much height you're going to rise, right? So this is rho GH. It can be different, it may not be different, depending upon the length of your capillary. The height of your capillary. If the height of the capillary in case 2 is less than 2 centimeters, and if the case 1 also it is only 2 centimeters, the joint existed at 2 centimeters. Think about it. If the joint existed at 2 centimeters in both cases, then they would both raise to same levels. Same amount of weight of water would be raised. Okay, so I may not mark A because it feels a little risky. Maybe that is the reason they asked it. You never know. Okay, they wanted to know if this is always, true in every case. Okay. All right. Let's get into the next question then. And I would simply say, for the case 1, the capillary joint is 5 centimeter above. The height of the water raised will be more than 8.75. D is false. We just analyzed it in the beginning itself. And if the joint is kept 5 centimeters, it will only still raise to 5 centimeters. So D is false. About C, it's saying for the case 1, if the joint is kept at 8 centimeters and above. So in case 1, what did you have? Capillary 1. Capillary 1, it can raise up until how much? It can raise the water up until 7.5 centimeters. I believe this is clear, guys. Okay, this is a simple question. Yeah, it's a simple question. But yes, you're supposed to attend simple questions like this, and you're supposed to leave the speculative options, especially in multiple correct. Because high chances of even losing the scoring marks. So if this was, let's say, above 8 centimeters, it is at 8 centimeters, that is what is given to you. So this, I'm saying this amount of water raised, okay, we'll be measuring at the lower meniscus, would be how much? 7.5 centimeters as we calculated for C1. Okay, we just calculated it, right? That is it. See, actually multiple correct is simpler than your single correct. Even the scoring is more. So C is also correct. Simple question, 2 correct answers, 4 marks with lesser calculation. Let's get into the next question then. So now we have this is a very interesting question, students. Read this carefully. We discussed similar questions earlier, and this is again going to be something that where you're going to analyze the options. Multiple correct means you're going to analyze the options correctly and come to the conclusion. Okay, everything is multiple correct even if the title is not given. Today we are only going to discuss multiple correct, so notice the things carefully. So 2 identical moving coil galvanometers. Okay, there are 2 moving coil, basically 2 galvanometers. Okay, you have 2 galvanometers. One has a resistance of 10 ohm and a full scale. Both of them have, they're identical. Okay, have the resistance as 10 ohm, and your full scale deflection current is 2 microampere. One of them is converted into voltmeter with a range of 100 millivolts and full scale rating basically, and an ammeter of 1 milliampere using appropriate resistors. Shunting for ammeter, in series you would connect a large resistance such that it can measure 100 millivolts. If you have noticed here, it's 2 microampere into 10 ohms is how much it can measure, which is basically nothing but 20 microvolt is what it can measure right now. But you're pulling that range to 100 millivolts. Similarly, it can only measure 2 microampere. You're using some resistance in parallel to get to that 1 milliampere. These are used to measure the voltage and current in Ohm's law experiment with a resistor R is equal to 1000 ohms, okay, 1 kilo ohm, by using an ideal cell. Which of the following statements are correct? If this is not visible to you, I'll just pull up the options. I think this is visible. So the first option says, the resistance of the voltmeter would be 100 kilo ohms. So that means you need to analyze the resistance of the voltmeter, and then you need to analyze the resistance of the ammeter, because the second question is about the resistance of the ammeter. Okay, the second option is all about the resistance of the ammeter. Okay, and then what about the third one? Third one is okay, so these are non-ideal ammeter and voltmeter. So your value of resistance is not going to be 1000 ohms anymore, because how you would measure the measured value of R would be something less than 1000 ohms. Okay, if the ideal cell is replaced by a cell having an internal resistance of 5 ohms, then the measured value of R would be how much? More than 1000 ohms. D is wrong. So don't touch the D. You can move on to ABC. Now within ABC you have to analyze. Definitely you have to find out the shunt resistance to understand whether B is correct, and definitely you need to find out the resistance of the voltmeter to understand whether A is correct, and then you will analyze for R. Okay, then you'll aptly get the value of R, because they're asking you the measured value of R. Okay, let me correct myself. It's a measured value of R, so you need to analyze it. You need to analyze the voltmeter resistance and ammeter resistance. More importantly, what would matter? Think about it. I think let's do the let's do the calculation and we'll get to know. Okay, let's first of all get started. So it's a 10 ohm and 2 microampere. So full scale deflection current IG full is how much? 2 microamperes. Very less. Yes, that's why it's moving coil galvanometer, and RG is how much? 10 ohms. Two scenarios. One scenario, you have ammeter. Other scenario, you have voltmeter. I'll go for ammeter. The reason is ammeter's calculation is easy. Okay, ammeter's calculation is pretty easy compared to voltmeter. Voltmeter, we need to do a lot of calculations. We need to do until the point. Okay, so the reason I'm going for ammeter right now is we'll have an easier calculation. 1 milliampere ammeter, 100 millivolt. But I think even in this case, I believe you can approximate it. So even voltmeter will be easy. But anyway, let's get started with the ammeter. So I need to understand, I need to make the range of the ammeter as 1 milliampere. Again, we are anyway going to approximate it. So let's say you have, I hope you remember how this ammeter thing works. So you'll have a galvanometer, then you will put something in parallel. That is going to be a small shunt resistance. I'm going to call that as RS. This is RG. And now what are they saying? They are saying that this entire device can now measure how much? 1 milliampere. So we'll be working around some approximation, students. Very, very, very important to notice this approximation, because you don't want to waste your time. So I can say 1 minus 1 microampere is going, 2 microampere is going over here. Okay, 1 minus how much? Let's keep it as IG, but I can say that this is almost equal to 1 milliampere, because it's just 2 microamperes, very, very small. Okay, so that being said, you can simply find out the value of, so approximations are key, guys. Don't neglect approximations in your exam. This is purely from exam perspective. If you want to really improve upon your calculation ability, you can do that, but I don't recommend it. Okay, because anyway they are saying rounded off, they're saying will be approximately, okay, between this range. That kind of things give you a hint. So how do you do this? So shunt, same kind of voltage will drop across galvanometer and shunt resistance. Simple question. So I'm saying this is 1 milliampere, 1 into 10 to the power minus 3, minus some 0.02, but I'm just removing the 0.002. Okay, but I'm removing that 0.002 is equal to your galvanometer resistance into how much? Okay, that is 2 microampere. 2 into 10 to the power minus 6. Okay, substitute the galvanometer resistance, substitute the value. How much is RS? This is 10 to the power minus 3, and this is going to be 10 to the power minus V is equal to IR. Yeah, we are doing it correct. 10 to the power minus 3. Yeah, that should be small, right? Yeah, okay. I'm thinking, why is the value of resistance so small? And this is 10 ohms. This 10, so 20 into basically 10 to the power minus 3. Okay, so how much is that? Approximately 0.2 ohms, 0.02 ohms. Okay, approximately 0.02 ohms. Okay, even for voltmeter, you are basically going to find out for how much you are going to get it, but here approximation works. And do understand that, so that's the reason we chose it first. So we got it as 0.02 ohms, and answer B is correct. At least we got one partial mark. We need to analyze for voltmeter, but we need this value. Just keep remembering this value, 0.02 ohms. Let's get into the voltmeter calculation. Now when it comes to voltmeter, it's basically saying I'll explain that circuit diagram. It would be some RG kept in some large resistance, such that initially you are only able to assess 20 micro volts. Now you want to measure 100 millivolts. A huge jump. Okay, this device can only handle 2 microamperes, nothing more than that. It's a weak device, it can only handle 2 microamperes. But now, since you have a large resistance in parallel, now the potential drop across it can be greater than earlier, which is going to be 100 millivolts. That's it, guys. That's all you need to know. Okay. So basically saying that we need to analyze the value of RG. It's going to be a good news if you get a correct answer. It's going to be bad news if you didn't get a correct answer, because in exam we probably spend the time. So into 2 is equal, but you already know the answer is wrong. How am I saying without even doing the entire thing? It's something 50 minus some 10 or something like that. So, and definitely your x is greater. So probably answer A is already wrong. You could have already said that. So it's a bad news, but still you would have to calculate it for your next calculation. Okay, so proceed and try to calculate this value. This is 2 microamperes, 2 into 10 to the power minus 6. And how much is the voltage it can measure? 10 into 10 to the power minus 3 volts. Okay, basically substitute the value of 100 millivolts and 2 microamperes. That's all I did it over here. And this is going to be 10 to the power minus 3. And that is going to be 10 to the power 5 divided by 5 and divided by 2. So that is going to be 5 into, so I'm calculating everything in terms of power. That gives me a leverage of doing it quicker, ohms. That is Rg plus X, where X is the voltmeter resistance. Okay, so option A is false. Okay, option A is false. So your X is basically how much? We need this value 500 into the power 4 minus of how much is that? 10 ohms. So basically approximately 500 into the power 4 ohms only. Okay, let's keep it as 500 into the power 4 ohms, but it's minus 10. That does not change anything. It should have been 50 kilo ohms, but the answer given to you is 100 kilo ohms. So A is wrong. Simply done. Simply over. So we have C. Probably C is correct, but don't go that way. You will get negative marking. So do the entire problem. So we already got A is false, D is false, because your measured value cannot be greater than 1000 ohms. And we also got B is correct. Good news. Probably C is also good news, but the thing is, don't do it that way, students. Can you hear me, guys? I believe this is clear. But the thing is, don't straight away mark this as correct. Maybe this is also wrong. It's possible, right? It's totally possible in exams. So let's understand how would your circuit look like, and what is the thing that you need to know. So let's say I have this R, which is actually 1000 ohms or 1 kilo ohm, I think. And we have this voltmeter, which should be connected in parallel. Okay, this is how you would conduct this Ohm's law experiment. So I'm going to attach a voltmeter in parallel. And what was the resistance of the voltmeter? 50 kilo ohms, I believe. Okay, 50,000 ohms. And next thing is we need to connect an ammeter in series. Ammeter in series is going to be an ammeter over here. So simply take an ammeter and connect it, and there you go. what is that resistance that is going to really impact the measurement of the voltage? Is it going to be ammeter's resistance or voltmeter's resistance? Think about it carefully, students. Now it's time to think. Okay, if you are thought about it, the solution could have been faster than this. The reason I'm asking you to think on such small things is like, and what was the resistance of this? I don't remember. It's 0.02 ohms, I think. Okay, 0.02 ohms. Okay, let's move on then. So now what would you do? You would connect a battery. So it's an ideal battery according to the question. And the fourth one anyway we know is false, so we are not thinking even about it. So let's move into it, and we have a cell of EMF E. Now let's get started. And how do we measure this voltage across it? So you would say R is equal to, so this is going to be measured, is equal to V measured by the voltmeter divided by, let's say, current I is going through this. Current I. Okay. How much is this V? Actually, some EMF minus for an ideal battery, some I, okay, and I into resistance of this. I'm writing it down basically as shunt resistance, because in parallel it's going to be near about the shunt resistance value divided by I. Okay, this is what your value should be. And the thing is, you know what, the thing is, what is the value of EMF? EMF is basically the total resistance across this. Okay, sorry, the total potential drop across this. Alright, really simple. So how much is the potential drop across this? Basically potential drop across both of these resistors, nothing else. Okay, that is going to be how much? Basically it is this resistance in parallel. Okay, 50 ohm and 100 ohm in parallel into I. 50 kilo ohm and 1 kilo ohm in parallel. Sorry, 100 I'm saying. 50 and 1 kilo ohm in parallel into I minus, sorry, plus I into RS. There would be also this RS, basically calling this as RS. I believe this is visible, guys. This is RS. Okay, but keep noticing simple tricks that we have done in this question, and that is very important to you know, quickly. So this is parallel, guys. Okay, this is parallel, 50 parallel and 1. I believe this is clear. I'll just write it down again. This is okay. This is a simple question though. At the end of the day, you will realize it's a super simple question. So 50 kilo ohms, 50,000 is what we had. So it's basically 50 kilo ohms and 1 kilo ohm in parallel into I divided by, okay, again minus IRS divided by I. So I would get IRS would get cancelled out. And once you cancel out that thing, just a moment, guys. So this thing would be by I itself. So your measured value is nothing but basically only dependent upon the voltmeter, which is basically 50 kilo ohm and 1 kilo ohm in parallel. So it's going to be less than your 50 kilo ohm and 1 kilo ohm. So it's basically less than 1 kilo ohm, sorry. Okay, it should be less than 50 kilo ohm and as well as 1 kilo ohm. But we need to calculate it. We can't simply, you know, say this is the value. Let's do the calculation. So your R measured is basically the voltmeter, that is 50,000 into 1 divided by 51. Calculate it, you will get it as 0. It's basically in kilo ohm, 0.9 9 would be the first thing. So it's 500 minus of 9 times 51. 9 times 51. How are you going to do that? It's basically 459. 459. 459. You'd have 41 left over. 41 left over. It's again you'd add a 10 to it. So it's 410. 410 is basically 8 times, because that is going to be the value, and we need to know whether this followed by less than something 2, then this would be correct. Okay, so 41 we have 20, because 2 will be left over. 51 nines are how much? 459. 15 to 9, 1 into 9, and then leftover values 41. So it's 410. In 410, what would you do? It's 8 times, and 410 is how much? 408. So 2 would be left over. It's basically 20. If you do it, it's still not divisible by. So it's greater than 980 something, 980 dot ohms. 980. This should be 980. So that is the simple thing about this entire problem. This is a current and electricity problem, so it's going to be super simple. That's it in terms of ohms. The answer is C is also correct. Right? Easy, pretty easy, guys. Wasn't it simple? Wasn't it really simple? I believe this was simple, guys. Right? Easy, pretty. All right, let's get into the next problem then. All right. So in this problem, you would not touch the answers that you don't know, but you would definitely do the answers that you know. Okay, that is the key goal in multiple correct answer questions. Okay, so let's just a moment. All right. I didn't get your, what is the iconic subscription now? All right. That being said, this is correct. This is correct. We know both are correct, and we know A and D are false. Let's move on then. Next question is about motional EMF. Typically, generally in a wire, EMF cannot be used just in a wire. But anyway, this is a question, and let's analyze this question quickly. Now let's analyze this question quickly and get into this problem, guys. All right. Now the thing is, given to use a conducting wire in parabolic shape, y is equal to x square. Basically, if you notice this wire, it is in the y is equal to x square shape, which is basically parabolic shape. And this is moving with a velocity along x-axis I cap, with v is equal to v naught into I cap. So basically with v naught along x-axis. And what is in the non-uniform magnetic field B? Okay, it's going to move in a non-uniform magnetic field B. Some expression is given to you, which is 1 plus y by L to the power beta k cap. So outside, okay. Outside you can apply right hand thumb rule to get the answer. Okay, so but now what is being asked, let's understand first of all, then let's think about all this analysis. That is not the way to go about an exam questions. B naught L and our positive constant, and delta phi is the potential difference developed at or between the ends of the wire. Okay, practically speaking, there would not be any EMF on an open wire. Okay, you need to have change in flux for EMF generation. But let's get into the question. We'll move according to the question, because nowhere I see a 0. And delta phi is equal to B naught L by 2, B naught 4L by 2. So basically they're asking you to calculate delta phi given for different beta is equal to 0, beta is equal to 2. And there are a couple of other questions as well. So first, for the first two options, we need to basically find the potential difference. We are going to move by the Lorentz force method and get into this question. And before that, again, let's also have a look at question option number C. Delta phi remains same if the parabolic wire is replaced by straight wire y is equal to x initially of length root 2L. Okay. Let's understand. So this is, they are saying if this parabolic wire was replaced by a wire of length root 2L. Okay, root 2L. Okay. And what is the value given to you? Root L. Alright. And now un L. Okay. Okay, but if you have noticed, your magnetic field is only changing along y-axis. Okay, your magnetic field, if this is not clear to you, I'll write it down again. So your magnetic field's equation is given as B. Okay, let's forget this part and let's write it over here. B not, the vector part I'm not writing, plus 1 plus y by L to the power beta k cap. Okay, that is what is given to you. So if you notice the thing carefully, it is only dependent upon the y-axis projection. It's only dependent upon, so if however the wire is projected along y-axis. Okay. Yeah, I do, Shankaran. Yeah, hi. So yes, so this is only along y-axis projection is what it is dependent upon. Okay, wire is moving like this. Okay, now they are saying that this wire, which has a length of L along y-axis and root L along x-axis, is replaced by, let's take a different color and let's do this. Now this is replaced by some wire like this, and this has a length of root 2L. It has a length of root 2L. It's L along y-axis and L along x-axis. The reason is, yeah, now let's come to this part. It's L along x-axis, so a little greater than this. It's root 2L. It's be along x-axis. Okay, it would be somewhere over here, but anyway, its projection along y-axis is going to be just L. Okay, so it would be something like this, but it would be not exactly be like this. But let me redraw this. Hope you understood that point. But anyway, its projection along y-axis L. So it would be something like this. Okay, it would be of length L along x-axis and y-axis and length L along x-axis, but the length, it's only dependent upon y-axis coordinate and y-axis projection. If this length is equal to L and this parabolic wire length is also equal to L, yes, this is true. C is true. And delta phi is proportional to the length of the wire. This is also true. Okay, we'll understand why D is true. First of all, we need to do some calculations. So for some different betas, it has been calculated. Beta is equal to 0, beta is equal to 2. It has been calculated. But rather, if you have noticed how simple the question was compared to your, all the JEE questions, JEE single correct answer questions that we have done, because we have got some answer. We have at least scored some marks until now. And that being said, what is the force? Force is generally Lorentz force is Q into V cross B, and now the thing is, let's analyze this. So delta phi is being asked. Okay, and what is the length along which you are calculating the force? So let's say what is the length along which you are calculating the force? Along some dy length. Take a small projection. It's going to be of dy length. So it's going to be Q into V cross B dy. This is work done. All right. But anyway, your wire has free charges, but I'm not sure whether it would induce any EMF. But that being said, how much is this? dW work done is equal to, how much did we get? QV cross B. No, we have just, okay, QV cross B into dy. How much is this? Q into delta V, which can be written as Q into del phi. Alright, that means what is del phi? Del phi's value is simply B cross B dy for a given small length of projection. Because it's varying at each place. Okay, a magnetic field is varying at each place, so all your EMF, of course, there has to be a potential difference. I mean, according to this problem. Okay. Now let's get into this question and analyze it with full intensity, because it's calculation intensive. Don't worry about it. It's actually not calculation intensive compared to like what we have done until now. So it's V naught I cap cross K cap, and only delta is given in the question. So I'm just going to take out, mod of delta is given in the question. If you notice, mod of delta is given in the question, so I'm going to remove all this I cap J cap things. Okay, so it's V naught into B naught 1 plus so this is d basically it's not delta, it would be like d. Okay, same thing, but very small, generally elemental thing is called as d phi, and you would write it as d phi, d phi, d phi. Okay, 1 plus of y by L to the power beta, this is beta, okay. Now this is the value. Now the thing is, this is into dy, very sorry. Okay, now the thing is, you need to find out the value of delta phi. How would you do that? Basically integrate it, and if you integrate this, what would you get? V naught constant, take it out, dy, it's going to give L, and basically it will give you y, but okay, let's do it properly then. Have the value written over here. Okay, have space for it. Let's do the thing. So this is going to be y plus 1 by L to the power beta into beta plus 1. Since y to the power beta, it's going to be y to the power beta plus 1. And from where to where? From 0, it starts at origin to the length L along y axis. 0 to L. Just focus, it's a simple question. Okay, let's do this question. It's not at all complicated compared to your single correct answer questions. This was really simple according to me. Substitute the value, it's all L, 0 you don't care, it's all just L divided by L. So it's basically nice, really nice. So we would get a very simple equation, guys. If you have noticed, if you substitute things, what would you get? This is going to be L to the power beta plus 1. This is L to the power beta, basically L divided by beta plus 1. L plus of L divided by beta plus 1. Okay, let me write it down over. Okay, we have another page for this. Okay, we'll do the analysis. Okay, so now the thing is, we have something like this. Del phi's value is B naught. So substituting the value of L, just notice L minus 0. Okay, I'm not writing down the 0 part. It's L to the power beta plus 1 divided by L to the power beta. There should be divided by 1 by beta plus 1. Alright, and this minus of basically 0. y substitute 0, 0, y substitute y to the power beta plus 1, 0, 0. Okay. Now the thing is, this can cancel out to just create L, and you can take out the L as common. So del phi is equal to V naught B naught L into 1 beta plus 2 divided by beta plus 1. Okay, beta, taking out L as common, take out the L as common, then what would you get? 1 plus of 1 by beta plus 1, and take that to the numerator, beta plus 1 plus 1, beta plus 2 divided by beta plus 1. So simple equation is what we have got. Really easy one. Everywhere mod, still mod, just the magnitude. Okay, and del phi is anyway magnitude, so don't worry about it. It's EMF. So V naught B naught L into beta plus 2 divided by beta plus 1. Simple one. Okay, now let's do a thing. What we need to do is, we need to read the question. Okay, so C is correct. We just analyzed it. Only length along L matters. So C is correct. If you have projected it of this root to L on x-axis, L on y-axis, basically its projection L on only y-axis. So only that matters. Only along y-axis what it is going to act. And what about del phi being proportional to the length of the projected wire? Basically raised to the power 1, it is true. Okay, it is proportional to the length. It's proportional to the length. It's pretty evident from the given equation. Okay, now you need to substitute beta is equal to 0 and analyze it. Do we have separate sections for it? No. Okay, let's analyze it. Just a moment, guys. I was just checking out. So what was the value of del phi that we got? Something V naught B naught and L into beta plus 2 divided by beta plus 1. Okay, all we need to do is substitute the value, work it out. Simply let's see, for beta is equal to 0, simple I guess. So if I substitute beta is equal to 0, what would be the value? Okay, sorry. So if beta is equal to 0, what would be the value, guys? It would be 2 V naught B naught del phi. Just substitute, put beta is equal to 0. Beta is equal to 0. It's going to be V naught B naught 2 into V naught B naught L. 1 by 2 is basically given to confuse you. A is false. Now put beta is equal to 2 in that equation. What would you get? V naught B naught 2 plus 2 divided by 3. B is correct. Del phi is equal to V naught B naught L into beta is equal to 2, that would be 4 by 3. B is also correct. Option A, B, C and D are correct. Alright, let's move on. I think I took extra pages. You can check out the solution. Okay, this is again a very interesting question. So only 1 mole of monoatomic ideal gas goes through a thermodynamic cycle as shown versus VT graph. Okay, versus VT graph is given to you. You move from process 1 you move from T0 to 2T0, and then you come back from 2 to 3 2 to 3. Okay, then you come to 3 to 4 and 4 to 1. Now let's do a thing. I'll just zoom in this picture so that we have a clarity of what the graph is. Basically this is the process. Okay, given to us some analysis, you need to read the option. I think the option B would be the easiest to do. They're asking you whether the thermodynamic process exhibits only isochoric and adiabatic processes. Okay, and work done in thermodynamic cycle, and ratio of heat transferred from Q1 to 2 to Q2 to 3 and Q1 to 2 and Q. Basically, I'll zoom in this. Basically, this is asking you what is the heat, the ratio of heat transferred from Q1 to 2 and Q2 to 3. Q2 to 3. And the next one is asking you Q1 to 2, ratio of Q1 to 2 and Q3 to 4. Simple one, but B is the simplest one to verify. And let's see whether what B says. B says the thermodynamic process only exhibits isochoric and adiabatic process. So 1 to 2, what it is? It's a straight line. It's a graph between T and V. Okay, and if this is T naught, this is V naught. Let's mark up the let's mark the coordinates for also pressure. I mean the value of pressure at each point. Okay, it's a straight line. Everywhere the ratio would be maintained. Even this is a straight line. Everywhere the ratio would be maintained. Let me take up a good bright color. And so now this is T naught V naught. What would be the pressure? Something proportional to T naught by V naught. Okay. And how about this? This is also something 2 T naught by V naught. 2 V naught. Okay, let's call this as something like P naught. T naught by V naught. This is also 2 V naught by P naught. Basically 2 T naught by V naught. 2 cancelled out. It will be P naught only. Okay. So it's a straight line, right? Everywhere on this line it's going to be P naught. I'm calling something proportional to P naught, P naught and P naught. Alright. So that's a straight line, and I believe this is also a straight line. So here also you can calculate the pressure. And if I'm going to call this something proportional to V naught by T naught, what is this? This is basically this is T naught. So it's basically T naught by 2 V naught. Okay, T naught by V naught is P naught is proportional to T naught by V naught. Then what is this? This is going to be P naught by 2. Okay, there is a 2 over here, right? So it's going to be P naught by 2. Alright. So this is P naught by 2, since this is proportional to P naught by 2 V naught. I believe it's a straight line. Let's verify the last coordinate as well. The last coordinate is saying it's T naught by 2 by V naught. So basically T naught by 2 V naught. So this is also P naught by 2. Everywhere it will be P naught by 2, P naught by 2, P naught by 2. Now let's analyze another things. Now the thing is, we need to identify the kind of processes in this this thermodynamic cycle. This is isobaric, isobaric. And what is this? Isochoric. And this is also isobaric, I believe. Okay, pressure is all same along this line, only volume is changing, temperature is changing all along the straight line. Going to be isobaric. Okay, and this is going to be isochoric. So, and if you remember, isobaric and isochoric process cannot create adiabatic process. Okay. In the options it is given that all the processes are just isobaric, isochoric and adiabatic. But if you remember the PV graph, it would be something like like a curve. Okay, a steep curve was what you would have. Okay, for adiabatic, if you draw PV, if you draw this PV, it's basically a P naught from process 1 to 2. We'll draw the graph, but just how to validate the option. So this is not correct. We need to analyze A, B, C, D, A, C, D. Okay, first let's do a thing. Let's draw this graph in P and V, and before that let's do a thing. So process 1 to 2, it's isobaric. And what is Cp minus Cv? 3R by 2, right? And that being said, what is your work done in a isobaric process? In your isobaric process, which is the process that we are talking about, Q1 to 2, right? Q1 to 2 is isobaric. Okay, Q1 to 2, you have NCPDT. It's basically CPDT in this case, single molar gas. So it's basically work done, or sorry, heat. Okay, work done. Different. Heat is CP dt. Since 1 to 2 is isobaric, let me come to this point again. We are talking about 1 to 2. Let's do a thing. Let's take up a color. Q1 to 2 is an isobaric process. Going to be, sorry guys, it's R. This is R. Really sorry. This should be R. CP minus CV is R. And let me correct myself. Put it in the paste. Do that mistake, you'd get the entire thing as wrong. This CP minus CV is R, not 3R/2. I'm really sorry. Okay, so this is going to be CP dt, delta T basically. Okay, change in temperature. What is the change in temperature from 1 to 2? It was T0 to 2 T0. Basically, 2 T0 minus T0. Basically, it's T0. CP T0. Okay. What about process? Are they talking about process 2 to 3? Okay. The next thing is 2 to 3. Because for work done, we will understand that we need to. If we understand, you can draw it simply like that as well, but you can make use of graph to do it quickly. Okay. Now the thing is, from Q, we need to analyze. This was this was isobaric. Now we are going to do the isochoric process. I think from 2 to 3 or 3 to 2. 2 to 3, okay. Process 2 to 3. Anyway, so it's going to be CVDT or delta T from 2 to 3. How much is the temperature change? Let me erase this part. This arrows maybe, and this etc. things. You know what it is. So anyway, so if this is P0 by 2, this is also P0, and okay, we do a thing. Keep these coordinates alive so that we have. So now what is the thing? Now from 2 to 3, the temperature changes 2 T0 to T0. So it's T0 minus 2 T0. It will be minus CV T0. Okay, negative. But now, one more thing. How much is the value of CV? Alright, I think this won't be visible. I'll write it down over here. How much is the value of CV? 3R by 2. And that means what is the value of CP? CP is 5R by 2. Alright. So it's a simple problem, I believe. Now let's do this. I need to find out the ratio of Q1 to 1 to 2 to Q2 to 3. All mod. Okay, that is what is given in the question, I think. From process 1 to 2 to 2 to 3, and the next one is process 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. Okay. Alright. Now 3 to 4, okay. 3 to 4 is also isobaric. It's going to be simpler, I believe. Okay. Now let's do a thing. Q1 to 2, you substitute CP dt. I'm going to erase this as well, guys. Okay, maybe I can write it down later. I think this much time is fine for you to understand this is isochoric, isobaric. Option B was wrong. And now let's get on to this. So it's basically a mod of CP. So this is isobaric. So CP This was isobaric. It's basically mod of Cp by mod of Cv. Okay, Cp 5r by 2. So it's basically 5 by 3. 5r by 2 divided by 3r by 2. 2 cancels out. Rr cancels out. 5 by 3. So the reason I also took up this one is at least we would score 1 mark if we had marked the correct one. Now we need to do it for 1 to 2 and 3 to 4. Okay, 1 to 2 it's T naught change. It's basically Cp by basically both are isobaric, right? Both of this were isobaric. If you notice it, both of this are isobaric. This is isobar. This is isobar. And the coordinates are P naught. Whereas this one had all P naught by 2. Okay. So basically Cp does not matter anymore. What matters? Delta. So Q1 to 2, if I'm talking, I'm just writing it down over here. For 1 to 2 and 3 to 4 is the comparison, and 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. Okay, sorry guys, I'll just round it off if you haven't noticed it. 1 to 2 and 3 to 4 is what is being asked. All right. Now this being said, which color let's make use of? Red itself. So basically both are isobaric, so I'm directly writing it down as 1 to 2. Cp delta T will be there, 3 to 4, and delta T of 1 to 2 divided by delta T of 3 to 4. That's what we need to do. That could have been the thing that you could have done. So it's basically, it looks like it's correct. Okay. Anyway, delta T 2T minus T naught. Okay. In this case, it is 2T, 1 to 2. What is the change in temperature? T naught to T naught. So basically, delta T is Cp cancels out. Okay. I hope you know that thing. Just discussed it. So it's basically T naught. What is the change in temperature in this case? 3 to 4. It's T naught to T naught by 2. I think it should be 2. Okay. It is 2, right? Good thing. Write it down. If this is confusing, good thing. Write it down. Yeah. It should be, this is T naught, 2T naught minus T naught, and this is T naught minus T naught by 2. Minus T naught by 2, T naught by 2. Okay, so this is nothing but 2. So we also know Q1 to 2 divided by Q3 to 4 is now how much? We need not do everything, okay? Only what is being asked in the options. So this is only 2. This is wrong. This is given as 1 by 2. So now we need to analyze the work done, which is the last part, and basically mark the coordinates of P naught, and this was P naught. We took it as P naught. This would also be P naught, and this is T by V naught by 2. So this is going to be P naught by 2. We just analyzed it. This is also going to be P naught by 2. Okay. Now the thing is, let's draw the graph. It's a simple question, guys. It's a simple question. So now if you draw the graph, let's do it now. Now we'll have PV graph. Okay. So two coordinates we need. One is P naught by 2 and P naught. This is P naught, if I call this as P naught by 2. And we need two coordinates for also These isobaric processes, that is going to be V naught and 2 V naught. Okay, PV is equal to RT. Now you know that thing. So first process was which one? First process was P naught, isobaric process where we add increase, so it's all isobaric P naught, also P naught. And where had we gone from? We had gone from 1 to 2, where we increased the temperature and the volume by 2 V naught. So basically this is 1. But work done has to be calculated. All you need is the area of this rectangle. Okay, simply you could do it faster, not doing all this, you know, thing. Let's quickly get over with this. So the next one is going to be on 2 V naught itself. You remember, it's going to be from P naught to 2 P naught, from P naught to 2 P naught, sorry, P naught by 2, really sorry, 2 P naught by 2 is where we are going to get. All right, that is going to be it. And then you have this, then you have, so this is a rectangle. Okay, this is sort of a rectangle. Okay, this looks like square, but this is actually a rectangle. But anyway, this is 2 to 3, this is 3 to 4. What is the work done, guys? Work done is this area. How much is this area? This length is V naught, and this side is, okay, this side is P naught by 2. How much is it? P naught V naught, or rather P naught V naught by 2. The work done. Right? And this also can be written as PV is equal to nRT. I'm going to call this P naught into V naught. What does P naught into V naught yield? P naught into V naught yields T naught. Okay, P naught into V naught would yield T naught. Okay, so the work done would be R T naught by 2. PV is equal to nRT. Okay, and as 1. So yes, so A is correct. We actually got 2 correct answers, which is going to be A and C. Generally 2 correct answers. Here interesting, huh? A and C. This is totally false, you know it. There should be a steep curve, no. And this is given to basically confuse you. It was 2, I guess. If you remember, the value was 2, but basically given to confuse you, nothing else. Alright. So be careful whenever you're analyzing questions like this. Don't mark it in the haste. You've already done this. It will hardly take 1 more minute to do it and value it. It's not correct, but that 1 minute will save you negative marking. Alright, let's get into the next thing then. Capacitor based question. So this is going to be super easy, I guess. Let's get started on this. I think we'll do this question. Just a moment. Okay, let's get started on this, guys. So first of all, given to you some entire circuit, and this circuit, how does it work? The circuit is little weird. It has 2 switches, one switch S1 and here capacitor C1, here C2. If you can see this picture, I can show you this picture in, zoomed in. I believe this picture is visible. So this is C3 and this is 100 ohms, and this is 30 ohms, and this is 30 ohms, this is 70 ohms. This is 5 volts, C4, C2. Value of C3 and C4 are equal, 80 microfarads, 80 microfarads. Okay, and value of C2 is given as 30 microfarads. You should not be writing it down, students. You should be first reading the options. What does the option say? At time t is equal to 0, if key S1 is closed, the instantaneous current in the closed circuit will be 25 milliampere. Okay, only S1 is closed. Notice the question. If S1 is closed, how would the circuit behave? As this is anyway open circuit. Capacitor short circuited. Capacitor short circuited. Capacitor short circuited. And what is the voltage? 5 volts current will flow in this direction. Basically going to be 5 volts divided by total resistances, which is 70 ohms plus 100 ohms plus 30 ohms. How much is that? Current instantaneous should be at time t is equal to 0, 5 volts divided by 70 plus 30 plus 100, 200. Basically, this is 2.5 by 100. How much is this? 2.5. Okay, I think we need to read the question. Okay, 25 milliamperes. Okay, that is correct. Easy? Pretty easy, right? So we got the first lucky option. I'm calling this lucky because our first answer itself is correct. Okay, that is the thing about multiple correct answer. You cracked one question, you got the marks. So let's move on to the next thing. Okay. So the B says simple question, guys. Simple question. Notice it carefully. Very simple question. So S1 is closed for a very long time. Now S1 is closed for a very, very long time. Now it's like t is equal to infinite. Okay, such that the capacitors are fully charged. The voltage drop across capacitor C1 will be 4 volts. Okay, this is statement number 2. What is the value of, so we don't need to even think about this. What is the value of C3? 80 microfarad. And C4 is also 80 microfarad. And what about C1? C1 is 10 microfarad. Right? Now notice the beauty of this question. We need to find out the after a long time, no current through resistors. Basically, all the potential 5 volts has to drop across C1, C2 and C3. Sorry, C1, C3 and C4. C2 it's still open. Now the thing is, what you need to do, you need to what I would do is find the equivalent capacitance of C2 and C3. This is all in like series, and then go about solving for the potential drop across C1. And what is the equivalent capacitance of C3 and C2? C3 and C2 equivalent. I'm going to put a plus. This is for series. I'm going to call this for series. C3 and C4 is going to 80 in series. Basically 80 into 80 divided by, basically 80 by 2. Two equivalent, two same things. Basically 40 microfarads. Okay, I'm going to call this as C34, something like that. Okay, just for now. C34, this entire equivalent. And this is how much? 10 microfarads. Okay, so what would be the potential difference be in the ratio of potential drop across C1, C3 for combination of 3 and 4 is in the ratio of 1 is to 1 by C1 is to 1 by C34. How much is that? 10 is to 1 by 10 is to 1 by 10 is to 1 by 40. How much is that? That is 1 is to 1 by 4. That is 4 is to 1. 4 is to 1. 4 is to 1. Doesn't this alone tell you the voltage 5 volts is the total potential that can drop? Okay, let me remove all of these things. Let me show you. Okay, this is fine. This is okay. So this is how much? This is basically only 5 volts. 5 volts in the ratio of 4 is to 1. What is the potential drop across capacitor C1? 4 volts. Here it would be both together would be 1 volt, 0.5, 0.5. Alright, simple. B is also correct. Very lucky we are. We got 2 correct answers. That is pretty lucky, okay? And yes, basically if you notice the question, if we had calculated B, we are also calculating D. If the S key is kept closed for, S1 is kept closed for a very long time, the capacitors are fully charged, the potential difference between P and Q will be 10 volts. Let's understand this point. So they are saying if S1 is closed for a very long time, what would be the potential drop across P and QB? Basically same as C1, 4 volts. Okay, basically 4 volts, high. So this is wrong. For very long time, T is equal to infinite, this does not work. Simply you could have answered this question and probably even avoided one negative marking. So what we need to calculate this thing. Okay, maybe if you solve this you get 2 marks, or maybe you can move on to the next question. Okay, but let's solve this. And now the thing is, this is a long one. If you notice this, S1 is kept closed for a very long time, S2 is also kept very close for a long time. Okay, S1 is kept closed for a very long time such that the capacitors are fully charged. Now the key S2 is closed. At the time, the instantaneous current across 30 ohms will be to 0.2 amperes. Rounded off to first decimal place. Now this is talking about the capacitance being fully charged. And what was the potential we found out across this? 4 volts. We just found it out, right? VC1. 4 is to 1. That means VC1 is how much? 4 volts. And how much is V34? It's 1 volt. That means each thing is going to be 0.5 volt. And this is also going to be 0.5 volt. Okay. And now we have 10 volts. We need to actually draw the equivalent circuit to understand this question. Okay. But let's do it even without drawing equivalent circuit. How much marks in IIT? You're asking me how much marks do you need in JEE Advanced? Depends upon your target. If you want to get into old IITs, probably 3000 to 5000 rank. Generally around 40 to 50% is the safe game. You can score 50% any day. Probably any day you'll get into IITs, old IITs. 50% is how much? It's 54 questions. Basically, I believe anywhere around 50% of your marks. Okay, all right. So generally around 200, 300, 200 and odd. 200 depends on the paper. Sometimes 230, sometimes 280, 230 to 280. Okay. Let's get into this question. You know what? Let's do this question very different way. This is charged for a very long time. I'm going to just do it from the circuit. Okay, this circuit, using this circuit, we are going to analyze the CE question. Okay, let's do it in the fastest way possible. So I'm closing this key, kept it charged for a very long time. Then C1 would have developed potential 4 volts. This would have developed potential 0.5, and this would have developed potential 0.5. Okay, forget this resistor because it's just closed. You notice S2 is just closed and the instantaneous current is being passed. Basically, we need to apply, first of all, you understood it's going to be junction law. If I call this to be I1, I am going to call this as I2 and this as I. This would act like a short circuit. So you're not worried about capacitor 2 at all. Okay, I believe this is clear, guys. This is clear. Let me do a thing for you. So yeah, let's close this. And yeah. Now this is closed for a very long time. Red indicates closed for a very long time. So this is not I1 but I. It looks like I1. Okay, it's I is equal to I1 plus I2. First equation. First of all, always write down this equation, even though not most necessary equation, but this is the necessary equation. Okay, I1 is equal to I is equal to I1 plus I2. You need to find out this I. I is the instantaneous current. Okay, we have to run two loop laws. One is across this loop. The other one is across this loop. This is 10 volts. Okay, and if you move across this loop, how much is dropping? How much is dropping? Okay, let's do this one. This one is simpler, I believe. Okay, this will be positively charged. This is also positive, this is negative. Okay, that is how it will block the battery, right? Think about it that way. And this will be positively charged, this will be negatively charged. Okay, just for your understanding. Now if you go from year to year, how much is dropping? 10 minus 4. So basically I1, as if it doesn't flow anywhere, only I flows, okay, I1 flows through 70 ohms. I'm really very sorry. I1 flows through 70 ohms. Yeah, so I1 flows through 70 ohms. And what is happening over here? Just a moment, guys. Yeah, so I1 is flowing through 70 ohms. I thought there's nothing flowing over here. So yeah, I1 into 70, all in the same direction. We are moving in the same direction of the current. Yeah, because this is 10 volts. Okay, we are moving in the direction of the current. Okay, but we'll get the reverse direction, don't worry about it. And this is going to be 30 into I, 30 ohms. I'm running the loop, this loop. Let me draw this loop. 30 into this loop, 30 into I. And how much is this? 10 minus 4. 10 minus 4 is 6. Okay, 10 minus 4 is 6. So I guess yeah, we are in the correct direction. Okay, now how about this loop? Something across 30, something across 100. Now what am I going to do is I'm going to add them up. 130. Okay, basically both are in series. So I think this would be visible. So it's 130 I2 plus how much? 30 this loop. We are analyzing loop 2. 130 I2 plus of how much is this? 30 I1. Okay, we need to basically find out I only, so just focus on that. I1 not I. Okay, you don't have to go for rest of the things given in this question. So you go in this direction, you are basically going from negative to positive, gaining 0.5. Here also you're gaining 0.5, minus 5. Okay, 10 minus 5 and minus 1, plus 1, sorry, plus 1, 10 minus 5, this 10 volts minus 5 and plus 1. So it's basically 6 again. Are we moving in the correct direction? I think so. 10 minus 5 and how much is this? Minus 0.5 minus 0. It's going to be 6. That's correct, yeah. 10 minus 5 plus 0.5. Okay, so I think the equation is even simpler than we thought. We can write down I1 and I2 in terms of I, and you can find out the answer. Okay, it's this simple. Then minus 5 plus 1. Yeah, that's true. Okay, and 130 I2. This 70 I. Okay, so how much is the value given to us? 0.2. Can we substitute it and see? I don't think so. You can substitute it. So we can do a thing. We can substitute it and see. Okay, maybe. Okay, but you can solve it. Any day you can solve it. So if I'm going to substitute 0.2. So it's near rounded off to near about 0.2. I think you'll have to calculate it, guys. So there is no other way. Let's substitute and see. 70 I1 is equal to 72. I think calculation has to be done. I think you can calculate this part of it once you've reached over here. All right. To do this, or should we move on to the next question? I think next question is also interesting. Already 9:35. So this is 30i and 30i. Okay, let's do this question then. All right, this is going to be, first of all, substitute everything in terms of maybe the first equation should be substituted in terms of I. Okay, there's no other go. What if I substitute everything in terms of I2 and substitute this in terms of 60 plus I, 60 plus I, and that could have been also be done. Okay, so what let's do is, let's do one thing. I'll do I1 is equal to 6 minus 30i divided by 70. And what about I2? I2 is equal to 6 minus 30i divided by 130. So I is equal to 60 minus 30i, is taken out as common, is equal to 1 by 130. It's 130. 70 minus 1 by 70. Can we do some gimmicks? Yes, I believe we can do some gimmicks. The gimmicks is going to be really simple. What is the gimmicks that we are going to do? 60 minus 30i. It should be 30i only. We should not have a confusion in that. Okay. So 60 minus 30i is equal to, divided by I, y divided by I. Basically 130 into 70. Just simplifying. Sorry, 130 minus 70. We could have concluded the answer quickly, I guess, before this. It's plus, guys. Really very sorry. It's I1 plus I2. Be plus, right? No question of minus. Was really huge blunder. So yes, it's 130 into 70. 130 plus 70, that's 200. (130 plus 70 is 200 divided by 130 into 70. And now, why did I at all bring this thing up, like so this is 130 into 70, 200 divided by 130 into 70. Okay, now the thing is, I'm going to take 6 by I. Okay, basically 6 by I is equal to plus minus of 30 is equal to, just keeping it as that is going to actually complicate the problem a lot. But anyway, let's do it. 130 into 70. Maybe we could have calculated it from here itself. I think if everything is correct, we need to verify that. First of all, into 30, 60 minus 30, 60 minus 30 by divided by 70, 60 minus 30 divided by 130. Yes, okay, that is fine. Then we add both of them, which is equal to I, and then we solve this equation. Okay, which is also fine, I believe. So one thing we could have done is, we have done a blunder. The blunder, no blunders, no blunders. Did you do a blunder? Yes, we did a blunder. The blunder is carrying the equation. This should have been I divided by 6 minus 30. Okay. Now, if we at all calculated up until here, why didn't we cancel this out? Why didn't we do that? That also could have been done. and that would give us a rough idea of the answer. Guess it. So this is basically yeah, this could not be simplified anymore. All right, so this should be 13 into 7, 91, 91 by 2. Just took an inverse on both sides. Okay, took an inverse on both sides. Okay, 7 to 13, that's 91 by 2. Don't think, yeah. So let's go for it. That's going to be 60 minus 30i divided by I. Now we will get again, something like, yeah, of course, there should be a shortcut to this, right? That's the reason we have these kind of questions. Okay. I think initially it was like moving quickly. So we have a problem that we need to solve. So it's basically 91 by 2, which is basically how much? I'm not going to calculate it. Why? Again, anyway, we have to divide it. So what is the point? 91 by 2 plus of 30. That is how much, guys? That is 12. I is equal to, just extending this calculation on the next page. Okay, just extending this calculation, 6 divided by I, which is all, again, have we gone wrong? No. Okay, I think it's all fine. So 6 divided by I is equal to 91 by 2 plus 30. So that is 60, that is 151 by 2. So this does not go by 3. Anyway, we know that since the beginning that does not go by 3. So let's 12 divided by 151. All right. What is the answer? It's 0.2. So C is also false. You can calculate it once and check it out. Basically, you need to write down both the equations. And initially, when it is closed, this would drop 4 volts. This would be 70 I1. And 4 volts, 30, 10 minus 70, 10 minus 4, that's going to be 6. In this direction, this is positive. Okay, this is negative. The rest of the two were easier, but you know what? If it had been exam, I wouldn't have been doing this because this is going to consume a lot of time. You would have noticed rest of the things really do not take so much time, despite we took time explaining things. But in this question, you would have noticed, in this part of the question, you notice that it took a lot of time. Okay, so because we had to solve all these equations, it's time consuming. Okay, yeah, Norman, I do. So that is 10 minus 4, that is 6. Yes, that is fine. 70 I1, 70 I1, this is I1. Okay, and this is 30i plus 30i, and this is going to be 10 plus 0.5. It's 10.5, 10 plus 0.5, 11, 11 minus 5, that's again 6. 6 is equal to 30 I2, assuming current flows in this direction, and maybe this also influences. Let's check it out again. So this is 30 I and 130 I2. Okay, that's all, students, that's all. So you need to solve that. I probably believe we didn't do any mistake until now. Let's again verify it anyway. I1 is equal to 6 minus 30 I1 divided by 70. And these kind of questions you need to verify again and again, guys, because at least as far as, if you have any issues with not going smoothly with the calculation, then you would have to verify it again, be it in your exam. But that also being said, guys, this kind of question, maybe you can take it, this part you can take it up at the end. Whereas rest of the parts were easier and you could have done it in the beginning itself. Okay, so that is 60 minus 30i plus of I'll write it down again. 60 minus 30 I, was it I? Yes, I just added just this, use this equation. Okay, all this 2 and this as the 3. So yeah, no, Norman, I'm not aware of him. So this is from 213 and this is from 1. Okay, this kind of questions you can take up this approach, but this approach is only valid given that you get some amazing equations like this, but generally maybe not. So this is 60 minus 130, this is 60 minus 30. That way you had everything given to you, sort of given to you, but not really given to you. So that would be 200 and 200 would get divided 91 by 2. Okay, sorry, 2 by 91. 2 by 91, and you take this, we took the inverse in the next one, so we carried this out properly, I believe. Yeah, then we had something like 60 minus 30i divided by I is equal to 91 by 2. Okay, then 6 by I is equal to 91 by 2 plus of 30. 91 by 2. And 12 divided by I would be 12 divided by 12 divided by 151. Okay. Yes, you can verify this thing again. You can do the equation again, but this is how you would go about this question. All right, so yes. All right, students, then we'll take up the rest of the questions in the next session, and I believe it's time now, and see you in the next session, guys. We'll solve more of these problems, and yeah, take care, stay safe, and before that, yeah, something really important. This is also a very interesting question, and check it out. And that being said, we also covered one of the IIT JEE question. Check it out on the multiple answer question, how to solve this. This is also a very easy one. And that being said, students, share the video and keep smiling. That is very important. Kill your ego and achieve your success by working hard and smart. Acquire your knowledge and also share with your friends on your social media. And as you know, it's a free of cost initiative by Unacademy. Do not forget to do that. And that also being said, check out our Telegram channel. Our Telegram channel will give you all the updates on these sessions, on special sessions or Unacademy app sessions that are being conducted by JEE English lecturers. And I come every day at 7:30 p.m. Do not forget to come to this session. And you can find the link in the description box below. And you need to first of all download your Telegram app from your Google Play Store and App Store. And that being said, we also covered A to Z of units, dimensions and measurements from 19th to 22nd of September on a back-to-back session. It was a free of cost special class. So do check it out. We discussed many JEE Advanced problems and as well as JEE Mains problem. And that also being said, guys, it is available on Unacademy Learning app. So do not forget to download the Unacademy Learning app from your Google Play Store and App Store. All you need to do is type in Unacademy in your Google Play Store and App Store. The first search result is going to be Unacademy Learning app. Then you click on this install button after choosing this app link. And that being said, guys, if you're looking for a champions tool for your JEE preparation, which comes with everything that you need for your JEE Mains and JEE Advanced preparation, we have one for you. This is an awesome thing that you get. Not only that, it's the best in class tool that you would get for your JEE preparation, which includes everything that you need for your JEE preparation, and you will undergo a structured program. Yes, I'm talking about an awesome Unacademy subscription where you can subscribe to this platform, get a paid subscription to this platform and get everything that you need for your JEE preparation, a goal-oriented program. Yes, and this being said, what do you get on this program? Access to the best educators across the nation and doubt clearing sessions with them. Not only that, you get access to you will get into a very structured program, and this structured program will take you through this entire journey smoothly. And what all comes in this? Live quizzes in a structured way twice in a week, and test series, national level test series, and moreover, it's a technologically equipped platform where you get access to a leaderboard and you can understand your national level standing from your Unacademy subscription platform. You analyze it, you learn from your mistakes. That's the key goal, and you'll keep on giving the tests, and you attend a very structured program from basics until depth. It depends upon your enrollment whether you're going for JEE Mains or JEE Advanced, but typically we prepare you until JEE Advanced. And that being said, you click on that extension bar, you choose plus, you choose your goal as IIT JEE, and get the subscription. And the best thing about the subscription is one subscription, unlimited access. That's the awesome thing about it. And guys, the price is also very reasonable. It's only going to cost you 2,100 per month. So that's reasonable, and you can apply Murli Live coupon to get to that price point. And who all would get a 24-month subscription? Basically, anyone who has started preparing for IIT JEE. Typically in 11th class and before, you would go for this, kind of subscription. And guys, that being said, you get access to the best educators across the nation. Not only that, you also get access to convenient payment modes like pay in parts. So this pay in part option really takes away the burden of paying all the fee at once. You can split your payment into multiple parts, and not only that, students, we also have no cost EMI to tackle that problem. So these are like two awesome features, and this is in-house payment mode that we have created for you. We also have other traditional payment modes like debit card and credit card and UPI, etc. And that being said, students, in long term and dropout, you may want to go for 12-month subscription, and this is only going to cost you less than 2,900. So it's going to only cost you 2,888 per month. And how do you get to that price point? You apply Murli Live coupon. So do not forget to apply Murli Live coupon to get to that price point, guys. And not only that, this is going to be the best discount that you're going to avail. So don't forget to apply Murli Live coupon. And that being said, guys, we have 6,000 plus materials, 1,000 plus active courseworks going on just for IIT JEE preparation. So check them out, enroll in the right kind of program. Do not hesitate to give out tests and quizzes. See you in the next class. Take care, stay safe, bye bye.